Hey, welcome back to Talking Points. We're just 4 weeks away from election night here in America. Teagan and I have our picks for races we could see being an upset or storyline on November 8th. Ericka Love and Jake Morel rejoin us here at the desk. Guys, I'll start here. This Pennsylvania Senate race between Dr. Mehmet Oz and John Fetterman, I think Oz is going to pull away here.
Really? I think I'm going to go the opposite of you. I'm going to say Fetterman is going to take this one. I really don't think Oz has the gumption. I don't think he has the votes. I don't think he has the support that he should have had throughout this entire campaign in order to pull away with this.
I think the interesting part here to notice in this race is that I think a lot of people are going to break for Josh Shapiro in the governor's race, but they're going to break back over for Oz. You're talking about suburbanites outside of Philly, Pittsburgh. I think a lot of them feel comfortable voting for Shapiro in the governor's race. They probably think that Doug Mastriano, the Republican nominee, is a little bit too far right, but I think they're going to break for Oz.
Well, I think that's our election that we're going to talk about. But Jake, your home state, let's talk about you.
So I've got one in my home state, an upset that I'm predicting. It's the Illinois 17th House District. Now, this district has been blue since 2013, but the current representative, Cherry Bustos, is retiring after this year. And this district also went red for Trump in 2016 and in 2020. And it's a very interesting race if you look at it. The Democrat, his name is Eric Sorensen, he's running on a platform of science as a former meteorologist at the local NBC station there. And the Republican is actually running as, you know, a very conservative Trump-like Republican. But I actually think that this district is going to go red for the first time in 10 years, and I think that that's going to be my upset. And that's actually probably going to be the closest district to go red to Chicago.
Interesting points there. Ericka, you've got a governor's race going on in Georgia.
Yeah, so Governor Brian Kemp with Stacey Abrams, a similar situation with these large suburban communities coming out and showing up in numbers. The biggest concern for Stacey Abrams this year is that she does get that vote in these suburban counties. And then same situation with Brian Kemp. He's using Trump-related strategies, and he has been backed by former President Trump. And so we're going to see a lot of changes. They're really close, and so it's really going to come out really close when we get to the midterms.
And it's a test of if you can survive, right? Brian Kemp obviously was one of the first people to face the challenge of having to deal with the stuff in the midst of the 2020 election with the election denial and the results. And for the most part, it seems as if he's gotten to the point where he's been a nominee now. So the question is, can he actually win on election day?
Well, let's jump from Georgia to Arizona. Now, there are two elections here that we discussed before the show that we could talk about. We have the governor's race and we have the Senate race. So what are you guys thinking so far about those?
You know, it's really tough talking about the governor's race or the Senate race, because I think the governor's race, it could break either way. Arizona has an influx of people who are more liberal coming into the state, but there are also a lot of retirees who tend to lean more conservative, although some of them are turning more Democrat. I think that's what we saw in the Mark Kelly race for Senate a couple years back. So it's going to be interesting to see.
I really think that the Republican is going to take the win in that one. I truly do. Like you said, we have a large amount of retirees going to the state, and I really think that's going to make a difference. Jake, what do you think?
I think I agree with Chile here. I think it's going to go blue in both races. I mean, we saw Arizona with plenty of election denial, election fraud drama in 2020, and I think that maybe a lot of the conservatives there are tired of being a Republican and tired of seeing all that drama surrounding their state. And I don't think they want that anymore. I think that'll push enough people blue, and I think that Democrats will win both of these races.
Honestly, I'm with you, Teagan. I'm thinking it's going to go red. I think mostly because a lot of the conservative community is being more outspoken on their anti-abortion rights, and I think that'll sway the vote a lot more than most people will think for Arizona.